Flamingo Land is perhaps the most underrated theme park in the country, having 10 amazing roller coasters, and whether it be Sick, Kumali or even Hero, these rides have helped Flamingo Land become one of the UK's best theme parks. As I'm sure you already know, just like at Alton Towers, the coasters that currently inhabit the park aren't the only ones to have operated at Flamingo Land, as over the years their classic coasters have either been scrapped or sold onto other parks. However, did you know that you can still ride nearly all of the defunct Flamingo Land coasters? Just in case you didn't, today I'm going to show you where you can ride all 7 of the lost coasters that were once staples of this amazing park. Number 1. The Bullet. This steel shuttle loop roller coaster from Schwarzkopf opened at the park in 1991 and thrilled guests for 14 years until it was sadly removed at the end of the 2005 season and placed into storage. However, since 2013, this amazing attraction has been operating under the same name at Selva Magica Park in Mexico, where it continues to thrill riders more than 30 years after its creation. Looks like I'm going to have to book a trip to Mexico, chaps. Number 2. Magnum Force. This triple looping coaster from Schwarzkopf opened in the year 2000, exhilarating thrill seekers for a short period of 5 years before being closed at the end of the 2005 season and being sold on. This ride was then sold to a Mexican theme park where it operated from 2007 until 2019. However, since the start of 2023, this brilliant coaster has been operating at Indiana Beach Theme Park in Indiana, USA, under the name All-American Triple Loop, and is still just as entertaining as ever. Number 3. Thunder Mountain. This indoor Pinfari Z40 opened back in 1991 and was the park's first, and so far only, indoor coaster, before it was closed and dismantled at the end of the 2004 season. Unfortunately, no one actually knows what happened to this ride, and whether it was destroyed or sold is highly contested. However, you can ride an exact replica of this coaster called Rock and Roll at Vito Park in France. Make sure to close your eyes if you want the original experience. Number 4. Flying Trapeze. Now this is one of 2 rides that featured on my Lost Alton Towers coaster video. Make sure to check it out if you haven't seen it already, and is one of the most relocated coasters in human history, having operated at 8 different theme parks over its lifetime. This coaster arrived at Flamingo Land in 1998 and operated for an incredibly short period of 3 years, when it was closed at the end of the 2001 season and was sold to Groveland Theme Park in Wales. However, since 2017, this ride has been operating under the name Gold Rush at Family Park in France. For a ride that is just about to turn 50, I think it's great that it's still operating and is a living piece of history for 6 iconic UK theme parks. Number 5. Wild Mouse. This more-shown Wild Mouse coaster opened at the park in 1997, thrilling guests with butterfly-inducing twists, turns and drops for 15 years before it was sadly closed and sold at the end of the 2012 season. However, since 2014 this coaster has been operating at Pleasurewood Hills under the name Marble Madness. Whilst it may just be another cut-and-paste Wild Mouse coaster, I think it's great that this classic Flamingo Land coaster is still operational and that we're still able to ride it in the UK. Number 6. The Corkscrew. This is the second ride that appeared on my Towers list and was one of the first ever rides to grace Flamingo Land with its presence. This classic Vekoma opened in 1990 and was the beating heart of the theme park for a whopping 21 years before it was sadly closed at the end of the 2011 season, being dismantled early in the following year. However, that wasn't the end of this brilliant coaster's story, as in 2012, the ride was sold and started to operate at Luna Park in France, being renamed to Apocalypse. It was then given a fresh coat of paint and had colourful lights added to its trains, and I'm glad that this coaster is still going more than 30 years from its creation. Number 7. Crazy Loop. This steel Pinfari TL59 opened at Flamingo Land all the way back in 1986 and entertained guests for nearly a decade before it was closed at the end of the 1995 season, when it was relocated to Flamingo Land's former sister park, Pleasure Island. However, since 2003, this ride has been operating at Green Leisure Park, and in 2023, it got a new paint job and was renamed the Bulldog. I think it's fantastic that a Pinfari that is nearly 40 years old is still running, and I hope thrill seekers are able to ride this coaster for many years to come. Well, that's it for this video, guys. Did you like it? Let me know in the comments and tell me which of these classic Flamingo Land coasters you'd love to ride. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Drop a like and sub if you can, and until next time, have a good one.